Hello everybody and welcome to the Howarth Timber and Building Supplies 1840 podcast. My name's Paul Bullivant and I'm your host for today on an episode where we are talking about Cheadle branch. And I'd like to welcome my two guests. We've got Stu Wilkinson, who's the branch manager, and we've got Naran, who's our sales exec out on the road. Welcome, gentlemen.
Thank you.
You pleased to be here?
Yeah.
It's good. Smile then, look like you are. You've very kindly written me a brief introduction to both of you, which I'm going to read out, if I may. Stu, you've had an interesting journey and career through the building industry. You started out as an electrician in the mid-80s, but you soon moved into selling building materials and pots and pans, which we'll come back to, before going back on the tools and into house renovations and loft conversions. After overcoming a serious back injury in 2001, we'll maybe touch on that as well, you returned to sales and merchanting, spending over 15 years at Benchmark before joining Howarth Timber in 2020. And since 2021, you've led the team at Cheadle.
Yeah.
Is that a fair...
yeah, pretty much.
Thing good? Let's do D, and then we'll come back to your back injury and pots and pans. So D, you began your career in engineering, but your passion for people and products led you down a different path. Over 11 years, I set my sights on Howarth Timber and persistently pursued an opportunity in the merchant side of the business, going as far as pestering Rob for over a year until I finally got my foot in the door at Ashton Branch. That determination paid off, and I eventually worked my way up to branch shop manager. Today, you're proud to serve as the external sales exec for Cheadle branch, continuing to build strong relationships with customers and help them find the right solutions for their projects.
Yes.
Poetry. Absolute poetry. Right, question to you both. Tell us an interesting fact about your careers. Stu?
I've always worked for independents. I've always started off, or either a couple of them have been bought out afterwards. So a couple of them I left because they'd gone to nationals. But yeah, no, I've always preferred to work for an independent builder's merchant.
All right, cool. Do you want to just expand a bit more and tell us a bit more about your car crash or your accident?
Yeah. Back in 2001, we had nipped out with my mum and dad. We were near Bury Town Hall. There was a car that was actually parallel parking just in front of us into a parking space. And my dad had stopped. I was in the passenger seat. And all of a sudden we just got hit from behind a Toyota Land Cruiser doing just over 40 miles an hour, he recorded. It was so hard. My dad had just picked up, only a few weeks before, a brand new Honda Civic, and it was one of the first ones where the actual radio was actually fitted into the dashboard. It was that hard that I actually went through the back window.
Oh.
The brake linings popped. We hit the car in front of us. We then went across the road and hit a bus coming the opposite way. So 2 ambulances later and being cut out of the car. Yeah, and an interesting few hours in hospital. Completely paralysed when they took me out.
So you're lucky to be here.
Well, at the time I've damaged 4 discs at the bottom of my spine. I was advised at the time that I was probably best off with an operation. But at 32-year-old, I was. It was, if the operation isn't a success, I'd be in a wheelchair, paraplegic from the neck down. They told me, or I could try and fight for what I had and probably be in a wheelchair by the time I was 50. So, me being me, I spent a lot of time walking up and down on the main road near my mum and dad's because I live just down the road. 14 months later, I got back into work. Started running again, and I've done 10Ks, half marathons.
Amazing.
And passion at the moment is I've been doing a few charity football matches. So at 57-year-old, I'm not doing too bad.
So you're still out of that wheelchair?
Still out of the wheelchair, and that's not happening. So yeah.
That's amazing. And I suppose it was that took you off the tools that brought you into...
Yeah, I was being an electrician. Well, I was an electrician, but I got into doing full house renovations. So we'd been doing, at the time I was actually on a job where we'd actually got involved in an old pub in Bury Town Centre, opposite the old police station. It had a fire, it closed down, had a fire, and it was being changed into an Indian restaurant. So I was actually on that at the time. But yeah, it was quite an interesting few months in my life.
But as we've been doing these podcasts and we've talked about people's career journeys now they've got into merchanting, it's always been a stroke of fate that's brought into it, but nothing quite as extreme as that.
Well, I'd
It's-
already done it previously, because late 80s as an electrician, the only place you could get a job was London Airport, really, as an electrician. So I'd actually messed about a bit. I'd had a couple of jobs, nothing too serious, and I ended up going working at a small builders merchants where you get back onto the pots and pans. This, if you can call it a merchants, we had a little shop at the front, and if anybody remembers Arkwright's on TV, we sold absolutely everything. We sold screws, nails, individually, paraffin, cut glass. We had a yard, we had a warehouse behind us. So we did everything: doors, plywood, timber, bricks, block, sand, cement, you name it. We sold absolutely everything. And in the area, there's still these places knocking about, but it was one of those places we sold absolutely everything. We sold, I think I reckoned up once, we sold 27 different types of hammers at that time. We just sold absolutely everything. We must have had over 1 million lines in the shop.
So it was a great ground.
Oh, it was absolutely great. You learnt absolutely everything about it. Every tool, every product, how to use it, plumbing fittings, you name it, we sold everything.
Brilliant.
So,
Dion, to you, tell us something interesting about your career.
Oh, so I've had one recently when I joined Cheadle. So it's always about customers. I think going out of our way for our customers. You don't realise what you do and how much it pays off. But being in Ashton and moving over to Cheadle, I had one customer who actually come and followed me all the way to Cheadle. And on my first week, give me an order over £10,000.
Nice.
So I was like really taken back. And it wasn't anything special I was doing for this customer, but for what he did for me, took my heart away
Yeah,
from it.
that's nice.
So yeah, that was quite good.
In your biography, you talked about you said you set your sights on Howarth for over 11 years. Was that really the case?
Well, it wasn't. Sorry, that's a bit of a typo error. Family background, been in the construction, so my dad was a joiner.
Yeah.
So I've always wanted to reach out and be in the building game.
Yeah.
But I also love sales. So I started working at PC World, did that for a number of years. Went on to Harvey Nichols. So it was kind of bringing the two together, and what the right place to start was at Howarth Timber.
Yeah, great.
So originally I joined Howarth Timber because of my cousin who worked at the engineering.
Okay.
And obviously going past in Ashton, you've got merchants, and then we've got the engineering department at the back end. So every day I'd go past, and if I see Rob, I'd wave, and I'd say, Rob, is their job available? Is their job available? But yeah, after about a year of nagging, I think it's
He finally succumbed.
Yeah, I think he soon gave in.
Bless him. It's a good story. Before we crack on, I want to thank you for coming on this, because I've pursued you for ages to come and talk, and you've got no, I can't do it. So thank you so much for coming on this.
Yeah, absolutely welcome.
And I just want to reference everybody to your T-shirt, which is the same as mine with Mission Possible on it. So we've just announced that Andy's Man Club are our company charity for the next couple of years, and this is their latest marketing campaign, Mission Possible, and that's to challenge people to get out of their comfort zone and come and do something very different to what they've ever done before. I think this is
I am living proof.
You are
coming out of my comfort zone. Yeah, I am Mission Impossible today.
So well done for you. Well done for supporting Andy's Man Club.
Thank you.
With it. Right, back on with the podcast. So today's is all about Cheadle. We've heard a little bit about your careers, so I'm just interested in what's happening at Cheadle, where we're going, what we're doing, some of your thoughts about the future. Do you want to just tell us about Cheadle since you've been there?
I've been there since 2001, May 2001. It'd already been open a couple of years.
21.
21.
Yep.
Yeah, sorry. So it'd been open since 2021. I've been there since 2021. It's
So definitely 2021.
yeah. They took over an existing builders merchants in 2019.
Yep.
So it was off the ground. 2020, as we all know, with COVID. So it was it hadn't grown as quickly as what I think some people were hoping. It's a great site. We sell basically everything.
Pots and pans.
No pots and pans, but I'm sure if somebody asked, I'm sure we could sort them out. But the site itself, we've got an absolutely fantastic kitchen, bathroom, showroom.
Yeah.
Where we've got a great designer in now. We've got plumbing and heating department. So we sell the boilers. So it is a genuine one-stop shop. Growing well, especially at the moment. We've just taken in. We've got a new kitchen designer that started at Christmas. He's absolutely fantastic. Been in the industry. Then we've taken on a plumbing and heating. Paul is manager. What he's doing at the moment. He's taking it to a completely different level. Building a lot of trust. He's been in the background some time, and yeah, it really is just going in the right direction.
Great.
So it's starting to grow, and it's to many years.
Is there much competition close by?
Well, we've got Juicens on the same estate.
Yep.
We've got B&Q. We've got different plumbing companies on the same estate as well. We've got the usual Screwfix, Tool Station, etc. So there is quite a bit of competition locally. But yeah, it's one of those that it brings people into the estate. All right, we get a lot of customers that come in. And they know the prices at Juicens and all the prices at Tool Station, and it's all online as well these days. So, but overall, it's competition's healthy.
Yeah, it is bring people. What are your thoughts on it, Dee? So you've been at Ashton for a long 11 years, was it?
Pretty much, yeah.
So 11 years. It was a big, well-established branch, really busy, and then you've moved over to Cheadle. What's your thoughts on Cheadle?
Really good branch, nice and small, so it's not heavy pace compared to Ashton. There was a lot going on.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was a big change coming on from a very busy branch to coming to Cheadle, and I thought it would be really quiet, but was I proven wrong? To be fair, Stuart's got a cracking team.
Yeah.
We've got Tony, who is the face. I like to think face of our branch. Every customer will always be asking for Tony. And then we've got Danny, our assistant manager, who's always on hand to help, even with Stuart. So when I actually started, I was felt really welcome. With everything, support, any accessories or anything I needed, the guys were there to support me. So that was really nice. I think the challenging part was to get on board with customers around Cheadle. Because you do find, in Ashton, I was really loud. I felt it was my own branch. At times it was nice, but at times it can be very scary. So when moving to Cheadle, I had to kind of become a different person. I had to kind of put everything what I had in Ashton to the side and start fresh. So now it's building the same repertoire with customers, which I am finding, and it's building the trust. Many times my colleagues, I've had Dave, Rob, Tom, even Stuart advising me, and something it'll always stay at the back of my mind is under promise, over deliver.
It's a great
and I
piece.
think
Great piece of advice.
every morning I go out with that kind of attitude, and knowing I've got a great team, great support. It's been brilliant.
You realise we always finish these podcasts with your best piece of advice ever given to you. You can't use that one, all right?
Come on with another one.
All
right, that was mine.
You're gonna think it's all about time, and you see, you've got to get these.
Start get that one in
Get it early. Yeah, we're
get it
find
early.
another one now. You're not having an easy ride on this day. This is Mission Possible. Remember that. How have you found starting fresh? Because you're right, you've been at Ashton a long time, and I know you as kind of the personality in Ashton. Whenever you walk through the door, you'd be on the counter and what have you. How have you found that starting fresh?
If I be honest, at first when I was actually thinking about it, really scared. I think if I had to do it outside of Howarth, um, I think I'd give up. I think that'd be me done over. But I think the really positive thing about being within a Howarth group is you've got a lot of external support. I've never ever felt that I can never reach out to anyone, including yourself, um, Dave, Stuart. I mean, these are after hour calls. I'm that confident I can reach out to any one of us after hours and talk about whether it's work issues, personal issues, and they're always eager or ready to help.
I think what's
But,
happened with that is everybody knew D. D knows us. I know earlier we were talking about how the branches help each other. Everybody knows each other.
Yeah.
It is. I know. Ever since I started with Howarth, we've talked about the Howarth family, and it really is the atmosphere and the way that all the branches interact with one another. Everybody knows each other. Everybody talks with each other.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any bad eggs at all. So
No,
it really
that's
is.
good.
It is a big, it is a big family in life,
Yeah.
and I think that helped when D came over. I already knew D. We'd never worked
Yeah,
together,
no.
but you'd already worked with Danny, I think,
Yeah.
in the past. Tony's always on the phone, and I think it's because everybody already had them relationships with each other. So to actually come into Cheadle, it wasn't something daunting. It was something completely new because, yeah, the site was new,
Yeah.
but the actual
people
the
and what you do,
people,
so it's-
we all knew each other.
Okay. How have you found that transition to going out on the road? 'Cause it's a big jump from being behind a counter
Yeah.
to
So that was very scary at first. I remember on my first day, I was just driving around and I was like, rang Stuart and said, Stuart, exactly what am I meant to do? I know I'm stopping off at sites and, he goes, D, just do what you do best. That's the only word of advice I can give you. He says, you know what to do. You just need to just now imagine you're not behind the counter. You're taking the counter with you. And yeah, after a couple of stops, and I was always told even by Rob that you're going to get a lot of people just not wanting to speak to you. So you got to time it. It's all about timing and just be yourself. And I think after a couple of days, I started to find my feet. And the best part of it was, I think, Stuart ringing me every night. How'd you get on? How are you? Is there anything I can do? And I thought, every night I thought that's exactly what I'm looking back now. That is exactly what I needed. Just someone, just knowing someone's there. But now you just don't think twice. Now you feel like you're just working 24/7. I can get home at 6 o'clock and a phone might be going off. And obviously it is down to myself, but I am that eager. Sometimes it's just a phone call, let's answer it. You never know what can happen.
what so you're both right on the front line, you're right at the sharp end of this. What kind of problems are customers facing right now, and how are you going about helping them to solve it at Cheadle?
Price is always an issue.
Mhm.
Sometimes supply is an issue. Materials. I think because of the way things are these days, every customer knows exactly what he should be paying, or they're shopping around. They know the industry. They know sort of a basic price on where they should be. And I think some of it as well, we've had so many customers over the last 12, 18 months that even when they've got an extension booked in, there's no guarantee that they're actually going to do that extension.
Right, okay.
So there's uncertainty within the industry. I must say at Cheadle, we've got a lot of very loyal customers that we've built good relationships with. But yeah, it's a difficult one, especially over the last few years when we've had COVID, etc. Price increases, people didn't know how to price jobs, etc. And there's always somebody out there trying to undercut.
Yeah. How do you build loyalty with customers, D?
I think it's trust. being honest with them, and just being fair. Just being fair. Communication is a big thing, I
Okay.
think, and as long as you're keeping them 3-4 things going, I think you've got a good chance of getting loyalty within the customer.
Okay.
But it's engaging with the customer,
Yeah.
isn't it? That's the big thing. It's actually engaging. It's not just knowing where the next job is, or it's knowing personal things about each other, and when they're going away on holiday or where they've been, and showing photographs of
Even first impressions, I think that's the biggest thing when a customer walks into a branch. So we had one last week. Director of Wienerberg came into our branch. He's been into juicings and didn't like the way he was treated. So people were just rushing past him. No one's acknowledged him. I like to think we have a 3-second rule.
All right.
Within the 3 second, the customer needs to be acknowledged.
Yep.
Whether it's spoken to, whether you've looked at them, any means. Within 3 seconds, we try and do that, and not all the time you're going to do that.
Yeah.
So this customer's come in, has been asked by Alan Wayne in our yard, "You okay? Is there anything we can do? The office is down this way." It's been then approached by Tony, then he's been approached by myself. "Do you have an account? Here's my card. Anything I can help you with?" 3 days later, I received a phone call about 6:30, 7 o'clock. Thought nothing of it. I thought, oh, I might as well just answer it. And wow, did I get a positive feedback, and why he wants to spend with us. Not because of pricing or anything. It was just the communication, the service, the smiles, the acknowledgement that he received. And I thought that was really strong. That was really good.
How do you? So that has been the reason why Builders Merchants wins forever, isn't it?
Yeah.
So it's all
Yeah.
about people and relationships and good communication, all that.
Engaging
all that
one-to-one.
stuff. Yeah. All I've been in the industry 38 years, and nothing's really changed. How do you use that to stand out? Because surely every Builders Merchants is trying to do exactly the same.
The staff that we've got at Cheadle, which I've seen over the years, if you go into certain national merchants over the years, I'm not saying all the time, but there was always a young lad on the counter, didn't really know what he was talking about. Cheadle, we've got Tony. Tony's been there 10 years, I think she's been there now. She's a local girl. She knows everybody that walks through that door. Literally knows everybody. Everybody knows her. It's most of them she's got on her Facebook. Most of them have got a mobile number. It's crazy. But it's that. It really is. It's engaging with your customers. We've now got a team where we've all got our own customer base, but nearly everybody that walks through that door, they know who they want to talk to. They know what they want to do. They know what they want to talk about, and we've got to a stage now where we've got certain people that are being. If someone wants to know about doors, Tony's definitely the champion on doors. Danny, very, very good on trusses. He loves getting on the trusses side of things. My background was predominantly heavy side, bricks, block, etc. And the way that we've sort of got our customer bases now, and that is sort of flaws with our specialities a little bit now.
All right.
But we've all been in the industry for quite some time. We're all well experienced. We've all got plenty of knowledge. And it's a good thing when you've got customers coming in and asking you for advice on how they should do their job, and you're thinking, you're the builder, but it really is. It's that engagement with your customers, that one-to-one. That's what it's all about. It's building that trust.
So say a similar kind of question to you, Dee. So Stu's answered it about how the branch stands out. How do you go about standing out as a sales exec on the road?
Samosas. Onion badges and samosas. That does the trick.
All day.
You know
The
what?
samosa king.
That wasn't the answer. That I was thinking.
It's funny that we both thought about it at the same time.
Go on, expand on your samosa trick.
Well,
Because having been the recipient of your samosa trick.
so I have been called the feeder, and a number of branches will tell you that. But I think it's just nice to be nice, really, isn't it? But for me, I think more so is just being there for your customers. So a lot of the times, just reaching out to them, not necessarily every time you do need an order. It's not an order that I'll be always going out for. Sometimes it's just touching base and small little things like one of my customers just had a baby. So I just rang him up and he was expecting, asking for an order, but it wasn't. How's your wife doing? Congratulations. And he was so made up, absolutely made up, because you feel like you're being part of their friends and their family.
Yeah.
I had one customer who's just recently got married. So I went out and I just got him a little gift card. Nothing big, but small things.
Yeah, just a token of, of
appreciation.
Yeah, it's good.
So it's just small little things that matter. But yeah.
So if you could, so the industry, we are a bit old fashioned, aren't we? It's still quite similar to when I started, nearly 40 years ago now. If you could change one thing about the industry, what would you change?
From 40 years ago.
All that's now. What now would you change?
It is going to change dramatically, I think, over the years. I think e-commerce and all that will come back in. I like the old ways that we used to have a lot of characters within the business. And a lot of them characters seem to have gone now.
Okay.
When I first started out, nearly every builder's merchant, well, there must have been 5 or 6 independent builders merchants in every town. But we all had a really good relationship with one another to a certain extent. If someone was trying to be fraudulent in the area, you'd all ring round, and a lot of that's gone, I think. It was nice that it was. I think we've come away from a lot of that. I think we've had to the industry's become a lot more professional.
Yeah. Okay.
Not as personal as it used
That's
to be.
good. I know like that. So you change that back to.
I'd love to change
back
that
to
back.
that,
Yeah,
yeah.
it was the customers that you knew. People didn't come in the old days. They didn't come in and go, how much is this, how much is that, how much is the other. People trusted you.
Yeah.
And I think because the way everything's gone, it's just natural progression, isn't it?
Okay. Dave, what would you change?
Not much. I mean, there is going to be a lot of changes. I think, like Dave touched on before, everything's going to go onto apps, QR code,
Click and collect.
click and collect. I think.
Do you think e-commerce will ever take away the need for a builder's merchant?
No. I think we'll always need to be there.
Why?
Advising the customers, being hands-on.
Yeah.
Because machines, no app can do that. So I think there'll always be a niche for us.
It's that one-to-one. It's the advice. It's even the customers don't always know exactly what they want to buy. They haven't got the information. All right, Google these days, you can search everything. But if you ask the average person in the street what the difference is between UC2, UC3, UC4 treatments on timber, they wouldn't know this. So, there's always going to be the need for people coming and asking questions.
What's the biggest threat to us then from e-commerce? Where will it take? Where potentially will it take our business?
I think there'll be a lot more click and collect. I think it'll streamline a lot of things. If it's for a good thing or a bad thing, I don't know. It's, like I said, being a dinosaur, you sort of like, you see how it used to be and how the industry used to run, and you see how the way that it's going. But I can't see how it can really streamline us to a certain extent, because there's always going to be that need. No app, no matter how good it is, can tell you when the next available delivery is, or if someone's absolutely desperate, if you can move things around a little bit. We're not I don't know, an Amazon where it's like 2 to 3 days delivery, or it's 5 days delivery, or it'll be delivered before the 12th of
I mean,
July is.
no app or e-commerce can be the problem solver that you can.
No.
No.
I'm sure you get loads of calls. I've got a problem. I need this now,
Yeah.
and you can intervene, can't you, and make it.
Part of your day is reacting to what's going on around you.
Yeah.
It's you know, dealing with your customers, dealing with their problems, helping them out the best you can, and
Yeah.
you know, no one can take
Nice.
that away. And like as a sales rep, no app can really take away that one-to-one calling on site, because you're always going to be dependent on the customer actually thinking, right, I'm going to go onto the app, I'm going to order this, I'm going to order that, and when will it be here? But him calling on site and saying, what do you need? When do you want it? And making that phone call and saying, right, I can have it here first drop tomorrow.
Well, long may that continue if we want to keep working at the in the game.
It can't be an improvement, I don't think, personally.
So what next for Cheadle?
To keep growing with, I'm quite excited at the moment with, as I said, this year we've taken on new kitchen person, new kitchen designer, Mitch. He's absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
Great with his designs. We've just taken Paul on plumbing and heating. He's been there 3 months. The knowledge that man's got is incredible. He's streamlined the full operation on the plumbing and heating side, and I think them two sections at this very moment in time, you know, we could fly with it. So it's that's an exciting time at the moment.
It's exciting.
Dee coming on board as well.
I'm pleased you said that. I was sat here looking at him, looking all gone out, but you weren't saying, "On Dee's coming."
No, Dee coming on board as well. He's doing a fantastic job as it stands.
Thank you.
Up to date, and you know, and right from day one, like I said before,
we've got in our house on
he's
fire.
part of the team, he's part of the family.
What's your hopes for the future then?
Well,
Rob's job.
no, Dave's already having Rob's job.
Everybody seems to want Rob's job.
I want Paul's job. No, I like to. Management's a bit too much for me, I think. But because I love talking. I'm not showing it today, but I think I like to come onto your team, buyers team. I like engaging with suppliers. I think I've done that whilst I was at Ashton. And I do speak to quite a few suppliers. So we've got one, Barry at Flexar. He's one of our directors. So I get on with him really well. So yeah, I like to possibly go into that kind of a field eventually.
Right. We're going to wrap up, but before we do, how are you feeling about coming on here now? Now we've nearly finished.
It's a lot relaxing now. I could do episode 2. All of me.
Literally, do you feel like you could do another episode now?
A bit more relaxed.
How have you
Same
found it?
time next week.
Yeah, just be careful what you wish for in this game.
For the last 3 weeks, I've been dreading it. I've been going to Stuart, I've been going to Dave, I've been racking my brains last night.
You'd even texted me at about 6 o'clock this morning.
But yeah, it was nerve-wracking getting in front of all these cameras.
But have you enjoyed it?
I have.
Every morning he's coming to work and gone, how are you so calm?
You see, you've surprised me with that because you're such a natural, energetic, productive person.
I think when you're out there, when you're doing your job, you just do it naturally. There's no take 2, take 3. You know, with obviously a camera, everyone's watching, and they're going to be repeated watching. The kids are going to be watching this, so it's got to be right.
What will your kids say?
Well, Annie and my daughter, she turned around, she goes, Dad, you're going to be on YouTube, so she's quite excited. My lad is like, Dad, just don't mess this up. Please, I've got friends.
How old's your son?
He's 9. He's 9. So I think I'm going to get a bit of stick once this gets out.
We'll try and make sure we edit it so that it all comes across well. Right, so to wrap up, we'll do our customary finish first of all, which is the best piece of advice you've ever been given. And you can't use the one that you've just given.
I won't say advice, but I'd like to think this is how I feel as Howarth Timber. We are leaders, not followers. I do believe Howarth Timber, we lead the building industry. We just don't follow. We don't follow our competitors. I'm not going to name. So I do feel we're leaders of our own.
Good. I like that. Stu?
Manners cost nothing. I was very, very close to my granddad on my mum's side. Unfortunately, he died when I was only 11. But He was a real old gentleman, and he always drilled into me right from an early age that manners cost nothing.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Treat everybody how you want to be treated.
Yeah, they are wise words you can use in any situation.
Exactly, and it takes me back when I started work. One of my first managers, Barry, at the end of every day, he used to stand at the exit door and he used to shake everybody's hand and thank them for the work they'd done that day. And it's always stuck with me.
Yeah, that's good.
And no, it's thank everybody
I
every
like
day.
that. That'll make our words of wisdom post that we do. So now then, to finish, this is to finish. As we're supporting Andy's Man Club, at the end of every group meeting at Andy's Man Club, they finish off with a random question to people just to make them smile and leave in a positive way after their meeting. And they say it works incredibly well. And what they've done is they put a selection of those questions on this deck of cards. So I'm going to ask you to pick a card and answer the question that you pick. Are you up for that?
Go on.
Go on,
Go on,
Dee.
Dee. Say yes, Paul. I'd love to.
Go on.
Go on, Dee.
Right, there, you go first. Pick a card.
Right, let's have this one.
Read it out and give us an answer. You sit back so we can hear you.
Where is your happy place and why?
Ooh.
My happy place, I think it's just with my kids. Challenging year I've had. And I think they're the ones that make me go out and achieve.
Yeah,
They're the ones that give me the reason to live. So yeah,
that's fantastic.
I think
That's-
the kids are my happy place.
And they just keep you grounded, don't you? So your 9-year-old
Well-
says, Dad, don't show me up.
Yeah, and then spending me money over the weekend. So weekends I hate at the moment because it's just cost. But yeah, I love them to bits.
Beautiful. Stu,
You know I'm going to get the hard one.
I know you're picking it, so I'm not trying to feed
I've
you.
got one. Who is your role model and why?
Don't say Rob Bailey.
No. I would say it was my granddad. As I said before, I was very, very close to him. A real old-fashioned gentleman, always wore a tie every day. Like I say, he died when I was only young, but we were very, very close.
Yeah, brilliant.
And he was the kind of gentleman that he always, like I said before, manners cost nothing, but he's the kind of person that told me, make sure your shoes are polished every day, and it's just things that stuck with me all my life. So
I think your granddad was full of great advice.
yeah,
Manners, clean your shoes.
yeah. It was little, it was details. It was little things. He said that yeah, it's attention to detail, and yeah.
Superb. And that's a great way to finish. Thank you both.
Thank you very much.
for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you in particular, Dee, because I know you have been through a journey to
Yeah.
come here, and I thank you for trusting me, to
Always.
to come on. And it's great to have different voices and different people. And thanks to you, Stu,
Yeah, brilliant. Thank you.
as well. To viewers and listeners, if you've enjoyed the podcast, it'd be great if you'd like and subscribe to whatever feed you're listening to us on. And the other thing you could do for us is if you've got a friend or family or somebody else that you know who you think might be interested in our podcast, tell them all about it, and that would be much appreciated. So until next time, it's goodbye from us all. Thank you. Bye-bye.
1, 2, 3, 4.